Today, we're diving into the brand new playbook for creators building software. It's a path that takes an idea from just a simple vibe all the way to a full launch, and in record time. It's a whole new world out there for builders, and you're going to want to see this.
So where did this entire journey kick off? From the simplest place you could possibly imagine. A creator typed one single word into an AI prompt, plop. That's it, P-L-O-P. And just like that, boom, an entire interactive web app was born. But here's the thing, this wasn't just some gimmick. When the creator showed this little plop app to a 4-year-old, the kid was absolutely mesmerized, couldn't stop playing with it. And that right there is the moment a fun little experiment turns into something more. That raw, sticky engagement, well, that's the seed of a real business. So how do you actually do it? How do you take that spark of magic and turn it into a real, sustainable business? From a fun prototype to a product people will actually pay for. That is the ultimate challenge, and we're going to walk through every single step of that journey right now. Okay, first things first, let's talk about this whole new paradigm of creation. Welcome to the age of vibe coding. So, what is vibe coding? Well, it's not about painstakingly writing every single line of code from scratch anymore. It's more about describing the feeling, the core function, the vibe of what you want to an AI. You get a functional base, and then you use other AI tools to refine it and build on top of it. It's all about speed and constant iteration. And the impact of this? It's absolutely staggering. The speed of creation has accelerated so much that the entire mindset is shifting. People aren't just building one perfect thing anymore. They're launching entire batches of projects at once. So what does this actually look like in practice? Well, it's kind of like a 3-step dance. First, you generate a clean, basic app with a vibe coding tool. Then, second, you jump into that code with an AI assistant like GitHub Copilot to start filling in the gaps. And third, you use that same assistant to hunt down bugs and build out the rest of the logic. It's really a partnership between your direction and the AI's execution. But, okay, once that initial code is generated, you immediately hit the first real wall that every creator faces: deployment. We usually think of deployment as the last step, right? The final polish. But in this new world, it's actually the first critical hurdle you have to clear. You've got to get your app online, out there in the wild as fast as possible. The real question is, how do you do it without getting totally bogged down or breaking the bank? The key here is to have a frugal strategy. For simple static apps, basic HTML and JavaScript, free services like Netlify are an absolute no-brainer. But for more complex, dynamic apps, you might turn to platforms like Streamlit Cloud or Render. And all of this is driven by one core philosophy. In these early stages, perfection is your enemy. The goal is just to ship something that works and provides real value. It needs to be useful. It does not need to be beautiful. Not yet, anyway. That can come way later. So, your app is online. Fantastic. But to turn it from a cool project into an actual business, you need to solve 3 core problems. Think of it as the creator's trinity. These are the 3 pillars you have to build. First, deployment, which we just talked about. You have to get it live. Second, authentication. You need a way for users to sign up and have an account. And third, payments, the actual path to generating revenue. This is the exact sequence every solo builder has to figure out. Now, when you try to add these features, like payments, you face a really big trade-off. Simple API calls are pretty easy for an AI to write, but they can be slow and a bit insecure. Full SDK integrations, on the other hand, are way safer and faster, but they're much, much harder to implement with these new vibe coding tools. And this is so crucial because it shows that even with all these amazing new AI tools, some things are still just hard. The creator behind this project was super candid about integrating Stripe for payments, saying they just had to grind through it. It's a great reminder that this journey still takes a whole lot of grit. So your app is deployed. People can sign up. They can even pay you. You are winning. But are you? Really? This brings us to the next absolutely critical stage: measurement. This is the million-dollar question, right? It's so easy to get excited about signups and website visits, but those numbers, they don't tell you the whole story. You need to know if people are actually getting real value from what you've built. And here's the key distinction you have to understand. You've got vanity metrics, like signups, which tell you that people are finding your app. But then you have action metrics, like cards flipped per day, that prove people are actually getting value from it. That's the difference you need to focus on. And the ultimate goal here is to define your North Star metric. This is the one number that, more than anything else, tells you if your users are succeeding with your product. Finding and focusing on this single metric is what separates a fun little project from a real growing business. Okay, you've built it, you've deployed it, and you know how to measure its success. Now comes the final and maybe the most daunting challenge of all, the launch. For decades, the dream has always been to build that one killer app, that single perfect product. But in this new age of vibe coding and rapid deployment, is that still the right way to think about it? Well, it turns out this new process is creating a whole new mindset. Success isn't about one single app anymore. Instead, your entire portfolio of projects is the product. Each small thing you build acts as a gateway, driving interest to a central hub of all your creations. So where do you launch these small projects to get eyeballs on them? Platforms like Product Hunt and Hacker News are basically perfect. They're built for early adopters, and a successful launch there can drive that first crucial wave of traffic to your new portfolio piece. And all of this brings us to our final thought. The technical barriers to creating something new are just falling away faster than we ever imagined. The challenge is shifting. It's no longer a question of if you can build your idea. The much more important question now is, what truly deserves to be built?